electricity. Dumsor is back in. Yesterday, for instance, I went home only to meet a blackout. They restored the lights, I think about 30 minutes later, only for them to take it back around, I think 6 p.m. and I had to wait till like 10, 11 p.m. before the lights came back. I mean, ECG, they appear to be in denial. They have come to deny the fact that some 7 independent power producers have folded up due to the fact that the Electricity Company of Ghana owes them up to a tune of some 2.5 billion United States dollars. I mean, they are in denial of that, but the average Ghanaian is feeling the scourge of certain actions and inactions of the state's electricity provider. Details of this particular story will be further discussed on the newspaper review segment of the show when my guests join me. But in the interim, let's zoom into that interview where we are going to be talking business this morning here on Good Morning Africa. Like earlier stated, Hamza Bauer has joined me. He is a business coach and entrepreneur. Hamza, good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you're fine.
I'm doing good.
Right. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
I have 100,000 CDs. Let's say I have 100,000 CDs. Yeah. And I've been thinking, where should I invest or where should I put my money? How do I let my money work for me? What are the viable businesses that I can invest in to rake in the profits that would help me live a comfortable life? Now, you have been doing this for a long time. Tell us how one can build a business from scratch.
See, 100,000 Ghana cedis is even enough. It's so much. Right. You can start with as little as 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Right. And make enough money. Right. There are so many businesses you can start with little or no capital in Ghana here and make so much. Right. All you have to do is to be a middleman.
Okay.
Right. Just be a middleman. Right. You see, there are a lot of real estate agents. They've never built a house of themselves. What do? They are middlemen. Right. There are a lot of businesses that almost every business on earth, business owners, right? They are all middlemen. Right. And so what you have to do is to be a middleman. So let me give an example. Right. You can start a real estate business just by being a middleman and make much money. Right. What you have to do is to look for estate agents. Move to a rich community. Right. Give yourself, if you can start this. Right. Give yourself 6 months. Right. Look for rich neighborhood, rich communities. Right. Look for vacant houses or a house which is being sold. Right. And so get the owners, speak to them, tell them that you can help them sell it. Right. 1,000 cedis. We are starting this with 1,000 cedis. Right. And so take videos, dress nicely. Right. If you want the business to work, you see real estate deals with luxury. Right. Mm-hmm. And so look nice, dress nicely. If you dress nicely, people respect you. Right. So dress nicely. Meet the owners of the house or the building. Speak to them, let them know that you can help them sell the house. Right. And so now what we do is we take videos and pictures of these houses in the nice community. Right. You take sometimes you can dress nicely, explain to people the rooms in the house and the kitchen in the house, the living room, how it is, how nice the environment is, how nice the community is. Right. And take video, as I said, take videos, pictures. Right. Now you create your social media handles. Right. Like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Right. Google. Right. Now run advertisements of these houses. right? You see, because they are in a nice neighborhood, rich people like nice things, right? They love to be in a nice environment, right? There is money in Ghana here. There is money in here in Ghana, right? So just market it, run advertisement. It's very running ads is not difficult. TikTok ad, Facebook ad, Instagram advertisement, Google, YouTube. Give yourself 6 months. I'm telling you, see, you make so much money that buying a car be like buying pure water to drink. I'm just telling you, like you are in Abelimpe. Abelimpe is a nice environment, right? You have airport, you have Trasalco, you have East Legon, right? Just start this. Dress nicely, take videos of them, run advertisements. You get customers. Running ads is not expensive. $3 a day. But if you want to get best result, run $5 a day. Right? See, let me add this. You treat, when you are ads, right, the social media ads, treat it as an investment, right? By 6 months, when you begin, it will be a little bit, and so there will be challenges. Every business you start in this world, there will be a little challenges. When the challenges come, don't stop, right? Keep pushing. When the challenges, you ask yourself, how do I solve this problem? In the real estate business I'm running, you are selling building. How do you, if a challenge comes, ask yourself, how do you solve it? I'm giving you 6 months. Buying a car would be like buying pure water to drink.
Right. Right. So that's real estate, but for someone who doesn't, or who is not passionate about real estate,
yeah.
Because I mean, even if you want to do a business, passion is one of the things that is supposed to drive you. Let's say you're not passionate about real estate.
Passion, we see this what people get it wrong, right? Business, you don't run business because of passion, because you like the thing. No.
Yeah, you're in there to make your money.
You are in there to make the money. If something, listen, so the reason why most people don't make money in business is because they do it because of passion. You don't do it when you wake up. You are supposed to eat.
So that alone should be the driving force.
Yeah, it shouldn't be passion. It should be if the business brings in the money.
Right.
Because if you are going to pick a car, the driver wouldn't tell you that. If you are going to pick trotro. Me, when I was coming here, I didn't come here because of I came here because I had something. If I wasn't how do you call it? I don't have it, like money. I wouldn't be here.
I get it. But so let's say, for instance, you are not getting into real estate.
Yeah.
You are not being a middleman. I want to find out from you: is being a middleman the only way that you can excel at a business?
No.
Okay.
No. But what I'm trying to say is, everyone is a middleman.
Okay.
Even if you buy a product from someone and sell it, you're a middleman. Right. Even the person producing the product is a middleman. He had the product and the how do you call it?
The raw materials
from God. The person is a middleman.
I see.
Right.
So aside real estate, what can one do aside being into the real estate business? I mean,
and so
how do you call it? What can you do?
Yeah, and so there are so many businesses you can start in Ghana here and make so much money, as I said earlier. Right, and so selling of building materials is one of them. Right, going into selling of building materials, you make money. Going into pharmaceuticals, you make money. Right, going into spare parts, automobile, the spare parts, you make money. Going into selling of mobile phone spare parts. It's not accessories. So if I say, I don't really know the name for that, but it's not accessories, spare parts, like the screen. Most people don't know that there's money in this. The screen, the battery, the camera, those things. Most average Ghanaians, right, when you buy a mobile phone, right, and something happens to it, we don't buy a new mobile phone. We change. Let's assume something happens to your screen.
They are going to change the screen.
You don't buy a new phone. You change the screen. So that is what I'm saying. It's not mobile phone accessories, spare parts. You see that spare parts? Very profitable business. Most people don't know. Even if you change it, right, the person you give it to When you swap it, the person you give it to, the person will go and change the part and resell it.
Things, yeah.
Right, and so this is a very profitable business venture. Most people don't know. Right, and so agriculture, like rearing of cow, sheep, poultry farming, very profitable.
Very profitable.
And you see, one problem with Ghanaians is when they start a business, right, they don't open branches. When you start one business, one branch, is okay. But when you see these foreign businesses, they have branch here, you try to keep some in mind. There's only one Ghanaian who is really doing well. I think recently I've seen a young guy doing very well. Right, this foreign business, some are here. Think of some. They have a lot of branches in Accra, Kaswa. Accra, they have like 10 branches. Right, Kaswa, Tamale, they have branches. And so when you start the business, I say I've mentioned some of the business can start and make money, like building materials and pharmaceuticals and auto parts, right, agriculture. When you start these businesses, right, get branches. One branch is not enough. Get branches. That's how you make the money. Distribution. That's how you make money in business. Distribution. If you're able to distribute properly, you make so much money that you can't handle the money. And when we are doing it, when we are building the business, we shouldn't think of only Ghana here. Right? Think of other countries. Right? Nigerians, we have a lot of Nigerian products here, which are which are excelling. How many Ghanaian products do we have in Nigeria? We have a lot of products.
Right. Let's get into the bit about agriculture.
Yeah.
What is the guarantee for success? Because I mean, you could venture into a business. All of these businesses are profitable, but I'm sure that there are a few people who have also ventured into these same businesses and then things haven't panned out exactly the way they want it to. To happen. So what's the guarantee for success, especially when it comes to these businesses that you have named?
You see, one thing about Ghanaians is, I wouldn't say Ghanaians. One thing about people is they expect things to be easy. Right? When they start a business, they don't do any research. Right? When they start a business, they don't do any research. They just start it. Right? When you start the business, you will make a mistake. You will fail. It's normal. Right? You will fail. You make a mistake. You should understand. Like, you should understand that when you start it, you fail at some point. Right? And so, first of all, you do your research. Read books about a business before you venture into it. Read books. After reading it, go to people that are doing well in that particular field. Right? Ask necessary questions. How do you get the customers? How do I get the customers? How much money do I need to invest? How much money do I have to set aside to market the business? This is one problem with Ghanaians. Right? They'll buy the products, they'll get the shop, right? But they don't set money aside for marketing. That's one problem. Right? And so set money aside for marketing to market the business. If you don't market the business, how do you get customers? Treat marketing as an investment. And so first of all, I said research. Right? Go to people that are doing well in that business, that are killing it, not mediocre people. Right? Mingle with them, mingle with people that are doing well in that particular field. The reason why they are succeeding in that business is because they know something you don't know about the business. That's why they are succeeding, you are not succeeding, and others are not succeeding. Right? And so mingle with them, ask them questions about it. And so this what there's secrets in every business. There are secret rules in every business. Right? When you go to the when we in school, there are people that score A, 90%, people scoring 100%, people scoring 80%, people scoring 50, 40, 0%. Right? So you mingle with people that are scoring the 100%. You just as time goes on, you start scoring like 80. Although you wouldn't score 100,
but
you start doing well.
What are some of the mistakes that people make in business? I know you've spoken about not treating marketing with so much urgency, people make that mistake. But what some other mistakes do people make? Especially, let's say, for instance, I start a business and in the beginning, I start making some dividends or some profits. Then, because I'm making some profits, I become comfortable. What are some of the things that occasion such circumstances?
The most mistake people make in business is, especially young people, when they start a business, right, they start making money, right, they don't reinvest the money. They rush to buy a car, they rush to build a house, right, they rush to buy things that are not necessary, right. When you start making profit, the business is not yours. When you start a business, the business starts doing well, the money is not yours, so right, it's for the business. You set money aside for yourself, right? You see, although the business will be doing well, but to get to a point, it wouldn't be making, or it will be up. You see, it's sometimes you come up, it go down, up, right? And so you have to set money aside, right? Don't spend at the initial stage. Right, don't be in a rush to build a house, don't be in a rush to buy a Porsche car, right, relax, build the business, get more branches, right. When the business is properly built, now you can spend as much as you want, but in the initial stage, like, reinvest in the business, focus on getting branches, right, focus on developing the business, right. When it's properly built, now you can do whatever you want.
Right. Interesting. If you're just joining us, this is Good Morning Africa. I'm in conversation with Hamza Bawa, a business coach and entrepreneur. We've been discussing how to start a business, and we have already established the fact that to excel at any business, you ought to be a middleman. We've also spoken about some of the mistakes that entrepreneurs make, especially from the initial stages. When they see that they've started making some profits, then they get into serious expenditure, buying things, luxurious goods and all of that. We have already established that that is one of the mistakes that they make. Also, you should try your best possible and market whatever you sell. If you dedicate some budget to it, that's not so bad at all, because the things won't sell themselves. You'd have to also go out there and let people know that this is what you do, this is what you sell, and then once they are good, people are going to buy them, right? Let me come back to you, Hamza. We spoke about capital, and I mentioned, I even quoted 100,000, and you said that that is not enough. What do you
I said it's enough.
You said it's more than enough, actually, yes. What do you also make of people securing loans to venture into a business? Especially, I'm looking at, I'd want us to look at the risks involved.
Never and ever go for a loan. Never and ever go for a loan to start a business. That is one of the, should I say, stupid mistakes. Sorry for my, excuse me for my language. That is one of the most stupid business decision you can ever take. I'm not saying you, but a person can ever make. Never and ever and ever and ever go for a loan to start a business. Right? Businesses are like newborn babies. When I say newborn babies, you don't know the future of the business. Right? You don't know whether the business will fail or it will succeed. If it's a new business, you don't know. Right? And you see, these loan companies, in case something happens and you are owing them, these loan companies will drag you. Even in your sleep, they will come. Right? They will seize your properties. Right? They will seize your properties. They will take you to court. At the end of the day, if you are not able to pay, you end up with nothing. Right? And so the best way to start a business is to start small. Start with the little amount of money you can have, you can get. Right? Start small. If you can raise money from family and friends, do that. If you can work, get the money and start the business, do that. right? I know, you see, when I started making money, right? When I started getting something small, I wouldn't say something small. You see, most rich people, when they ask them, most business people, rich business people, when they ask them, they say they started with nothing. They started with 3 cities, 2 cities. When I started making money, when I started business, it started really succeeding. That was when I realized that what they said is true. You don't need money to make how do you call it, to build a business, right? You need people, right? And so start small with the little amount of money you have. Make all the mistakes. You see, when you start small, because when you do it big, you make mistakes, the business will end up collapsing. But when it's small, when the mistakes are coming, you can easily control it, right? Then you build it big, right? And so you start small whilst thinking big, right? You start building it small, make all the mistakes in the business. So now when you start succeeding, you start making profit frequently, right? The business is stable. You know that at the end of this week, I'll make this every week. At the end of every week, I make this amount of money, this X amount of money. All right, every week I make this X amount of money. Then you can go for a loan equivalent to the money you make. You know that, if you don't make money at the end of the month, you make 10,000 and you make this. With that, you can go for the loan, right, and invest in. And so loans are used to grow businesses, right? Loans are used to grow already like developing business. They are used to expand a business. They are not used to build. Loans are not used to build new businesses, right? They are used to develop it, expand it. But I don't go for loan to start a new business. No, it's a big no. So start small whilst thinking big. Make all the mistakes in the new business. Then it will grow. Never go for a loan to start a business.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hamza, it's been a very positive conversation over here. So I'm sure we've all learned something. Perhaps you have some small money that you'd want to venture into something. The key is to start small. I've learned so much from this. I'm going to start a business soon after. I'm going to start a business.
Start a real estate.
Yes, I'm going to start.
Give yourself 6 months.
I'm going to start a business soon after, and I'm hoping that it will. I'll later on reap the dividends that I envisage that I'm eventually going to get. But this isn't going to be the last time we will be having Hamza on the show. He's going to be frequenting here, be having these conversations. Perhaps another time we'll tackle another issue pertaining to business, how to keep your business afloat. That's one of the things that I'd want us to focus on in our next meeting here on Pan African TV. Thank you so much, Hamza.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Coming up next, we'll be looking at the front pages of the various newspapers, and Ohima Echenjakum is already here. She's going to be with me to handle that segment after this short break. Do stay.
The law is pertinent to every aspect of our lives, and so lawyers must not be the backup plan for the rainy day only.
Nothing received from a client should be put in a lawyer's personal account until such time that the money has actually been earned.
It is very dangerous to perpetuate the theory that it is narcotics that leads to crime increase.
The relevance of the law cuts across our business, social, and family transactions. Doubt this?
You can't borrow from somebody who's your client. That would lead to a conflict situation. And that's something that as a lawyer you must jealously guard when you are representing a client.
You have to register your Mohammedan marriage within 7 days?
Within a week of the celebration of the marriage.
So if you don't register it, it's not a valid marriage. Journey with our Law Express panel every week as we confirm the place of the law in our everyday transactions.
Under etiquette rules, a lawyer can terminate for non-payment of fees. So basically, if you don't pay your fees, a lawyer has a right to terminate your engagement.
it's also a little bit of a cliche. I mean, we're all used to the James Bond scene, as it were, with all the ambassadors sipping champagne and seeming to do nothing else but dine and sip champagne at receptions. That is not true. That is a misconception of the time and the nature of the work.
Diplomacy is not devoid of accountability.
Everything that matters in Africa matters to Europe as well. Be it demography, be it economy, be it security, be it culture.
Can somebody tell me where Ghana is found in Africa? Is it west? Is it south? Is it north? Is it east Africa? Which one? Any idea? Any idea?
It's like on the west.
It's like, this is what? I don't get.
It's the south. It's to the west. It's to the west.
Okay. South American ambassadors represented.
I'm transforming the UN and making the UN more fit for business for Ghana is the prime objective that I have here.
What a great way to start the day. Good morning to you and welcome back to the show. This is still the newspaper headline segment of the Good Morning Africa show here on Pan-African Television. I'm Ohema Echajikum, your daily companion, and it's always a pleasure to be here. Many thanks to Bless for coming our way with that insightful interview on how to start a business and thriving in Ghana. This morning we're going to take a casual look at the various newspapers and give 2 cents on a few of the topics, or 1 or 2 of the topics. We don't have much time. Bless is looking at me some way, but anyway, we're here to do what we're here to do.
So it feels like
Bless.
It feels like forever since we last.
We both, yeah. I mean, the life is life.
You know,
the responsibilities are becoming enormous.
I'm telling you.
But I mean, we are always giving it our best.
We try our best possible, and also there's some 11 days more until the general elections.
You see that TikToker, Jude?
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
That's how you're feeling right now. Yeah, yesterday I had a heated argument with my landlord.
Why?
And some 3 other tenants.
Politics related?
Yes, politics related.
Okay.
You know, we had like it wasn't easy. I had to dispel a lot of allegations. I mean, for the fact that I work in a certain space, it means that I need to have a certain knowledge about what's going on in the country. And so I had to let them know that this and this and these are what's are going on. This is true, this is fact, this is fiction. We are not saying this.
But truth is that a lot of people are oblivious to what's the reality
exactly
is.
And
the misinformation, the malinformation, the disinformation.
I was coming to that. That has been our bane. I feel like we've been misinforming people. The media has been,
especially,
like why would you give out very wrong information? Recently, the Ghana police had to arrest one journalist like that who works for some station in the Ashanti region because he was telling voters that if you vote for the parliamentary today, you go home and come and vote for the presidential the following day. To what end? What is the motivation behind that misinformation? And both I always say both the NDC and the NPP have been victims and perpetrators of misinformation, and it's terrible some of the lengths that these two parties would go to misinform the public in order to for political expediency, in order to look good. Somebody could just use the logo of one of these, they do that a lot. Use the logo of a particular TV station or radio station to
craft a message.
Yes, to craft a message, something that nobody has said, and attribute it to a particular person that the person said
much. This. And this is what the public feeds on, and it informs our opinions, and by extension, that is what we act on, and so it's very disturbing. But I also want to add that the political parties are responsible to give the right information, especially when it comes to electoral processes. Because when you go for your campaign, well, you're making known to the people what your intentions are. So should you also educate them on what to do for your intentions to become a reality. Right? Am I making sense?
You are.
So I think the political parties, you shouldn't just, go on the grounds and, make noise about vote for me, vote for this, vote for that, but also educate the people on what they should do, the procedure that they should go through or they should follow when they are going to exercise their franchise. So
that's very important. That's
very,
essential.
very, very.
Now we would straight away head into the front pages of the newspaper. But there's something the ECG, the Electricity Company of Ghana, has come out to tell us. You may want to, if you want to enjoy your Christmas, you may want to stock up your prepaid, perhaps buy something that will last you the entire month, because they are telling us that. I find that very suspicious.
Why? Is it like, okay,
I find that if you need money, you are in debt. ECG is in debt, and I don't understand why they are in debt, because we pre-finance whatever we consume. So for prepaid, for whatever I'm consuming,
already bought it.
I've already paid for it. So, and even sometimes I pay for it, you take my money, but you don't give it to me.
Or you don't give me the full,
Exactly, you don't give it to me. Yesterday, for instance, despite the fact that I had already paid for power, for about 6 hours, I didn't have power. Despite the fact that I had already paid for it.
But this
you understand?
This is strange. We are going to have elections, so
yes.
Please don't come and tell us that when they were counting and the lights went off and the BVDs were not working, we won't take it all.
Charlie.
Please, we won't take it. I'm sure we are supposed to, like as journalists, or let's say as moderators of a TV show, maybe I'm supposed to put things across very calmly, very, demure, very diplomatically. But no, not this time around. Because we are very wild. We want a fixed system, we are not looking for perfection, far from that. But the system should be working.
It should be working. And, I mean, so, if you look at the companies that are indebted to ECG, they are mostly state institutions. The institutions that are indebted, mostly state institutions, they are indebted to the Electricity Company of Ghana. And the interesting thing is that they, even in these times, when there is a power outage, they still get to enjoy power, despite the fact that they haven't paid for it.
So why are they enjoying what they are owing?
Yes.
And other people suffering from what
they have already paid for.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's mostly the situation.
Unfair.
It's terrible. I understand. I understand. Yesterday there have been rumors that some 7, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, 7 independent power producers are shutting down because the Electricity Company of Ghana owes them huge sums of money, and so they are unable to operate. They are unable to produce power for ECG to distribute to us.
That's terrible.
ECG are now buying power from Cote d'Ivoire, and they are even the one they are buying from Cote d'Ivoire, they are still not paying for it. So the money we give you, what do you use it for? You're asking us to restock because there will be system upgrade for 1 month, so that you have a lot of money to do what exactly?
To do what exactly? Will it be able to?
That's why I suspect.
Will it be able to cater for the debt in care? Anyway,
let's look at the
newspapers. We begin with the Inside newspaper. Of course, the Inside newspaper is one of the very best out there. For just 4 Ghana cedis, grab a copy and keep yourself updated. Now, the banner headline says Sahel state gets massive support. Also, Alan Chematin, he promises to reform Ghana's constitution and cut down presidential powers. Why Accra flower pot interchange is progress for the few, snobbery for the many vulnerable. And finally, Kingmakers
of Oyo. Read that story about that flower pot.
Someone said they are never going to use that route.
Well, why not?
So it was done, you know,
hastily.
Yes, hastily and
expeditiously.
Yeah.
So, it may not have met the standards.
He'll be driving on it.
I don't want to believe that. I've read this view of Colonel Alolga Katapori on why he thinks that it's a snobbery for the few. And this stems from an incident that occurred over there. So shortly after the facility was inaugurated, somebody straight away moved there to sell coconuts, vendor right under this one. And so it caused a lot of, you know, uproar especially from the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Honorable Titus Glover. Now he was on his way to Ibri, I understand, and he had
on top or below.
No. He was on below. Okay. He was on his way. The minister was on his way to Ibri when he heard the news that something so had happened. A few media houses had actually gone there to even interview the woman. She said she was here before
they started
and then so they drove her away. So now that they are done, she's coming to continue to sell her stuff. The minister Nelson said that he came back and personally, not that he asked somebody, personally came to destroy the woman's tables, and I am telling you. No. Oh, you've not seen the video. Personally destroyed it. Why would you come in? You know, like, of course, to some extent, okay, this is a new facility. Why are you? I mean, there's this culture of us not maintaining, you know, our facilities, and these are some of the things that we do. You understand? Like, these are some of the things that we do. So show of authority to deter people.
Extreme.
To deter people from actually using that enclave as a selling place.
But what happened to the task forces?
Well, I'm telling you, he did that personally. In fact, he was on his way when he heard it, and he made a U-turn.
Honorable Minister, I think that's extreme.
He made a quick. He's come out to apologize.
He could have delegated.
He's come out to apologize.
What happened to the task forces? Abaye, that's what they call them, eh?
Yeah.
They could have done the job.
So Alolga's view is the fact that, look, there's so many of this happening in the country where, of course, there's this argument that we should put a human face to things that we do, especially to the vulnerable people. Also, there's this school of thought that no, if you decide to go on that tangent, then we'd never see real development. But then again, what is real development when your focus is not the very people who are doing things because of certain circumstances or situations that they found themselves in? Because you are doing this for which class of people? What about this person who does not, I mean, the person is there to eke out a living, and that's the best possible place that she could sell in order to have people walk by and then grab a coconut. Because
the question also is that who forms the majority?
You understand?
Who forms the majority?
Yes.
Because these are the kind of people that form the majority.
Exactly.
The ordinary Ghanaian, the average Ghanaian.
So in as much as you are satisfying another need
for another class,
there's a need for a specific class of people
which form the majority.
Yes.
That's always been my argument.
And these people are overlooked.
They're the ones who are paying the taxes. They are the ones who are doing the jobs.
And then he further makes the argument that, look, that woman was dealt with in that manner because of her social status or class. There are people who have erected illegal buildings in prime areas here in Accra. Illegal structures. What happens? Do you just go there and then go and demolish the buildings?
They actually get the owner's number, and please, can we have a conversation with you?
And sometimes it results in legal tussles. Legal. Charlie, they'll take you to court and everything. Despite the fact that sometimes, in most cases actually, nothing is being done about it. But because this woman, poor woman, low class, not even middle class,
she may not even be able to afford a lawyer.
Exactly. So she is the one you'd go. I mean, she's the easy target to show your male bravado or machismo. So you go there and then just go and then just go and then demolish a staff.
No, but that's extreme.
And he went there. He was like visibly angry, using his leg.
I haven't seen
I'm telling you, you should.
Which part of Ghana am I?
Should use his leg to
For
break
real?
it. This is what you people do, and then you make them. Charlie, he's come out to apologize, and rightly so. I mean, sometimes.
I think there should be a national discussion on this.
Yeah,
because
everybody would want things
tricky.
to work. Everybody would want things to work. If you look at the Kwame Nkrumah overpass, for instance, people are there plenty. People
that's where they are domiciled.
People sleep there. A lot of people sleep there. Why is that? That is because there is a fundamental need. There's a basic need that we've been able to satisfy.
My point.
That is why they are there.
Instead of the government or people at the helm of affairs to tackle it from the grassroots, they are rather attacking the people who are finding solace in the structures that are available.
I think our time is up. Let's do a few more.
Let's do a few more. The business analyst.
Yes, I have the business analyst. CD on researchers. This one a very annoying story. When I saw the story, I was like surprised. CD on resurgence, one CD going for 16 CD, 70 pesos. Like, you are happy that a CD is now 16 CD, 70 pesos. Because a few days ago it was around $17. $1.
But they say one CD
going for 16, so it should be a $1. That's a mistake. That's an error. So you are happy about it.
Anyway.
16. Last year, December, it was around 12. It was 12. Now you're at 16. Charlie, ADB will continue to enhance customer value and service experience. This coming from the managing director. Fair Wages saves 345 million Ghana cedi, resolves 44 union cases in 2024. Insurance penetration in Ghana still low at 1.0%. Deloitte Africa Insurance Outlook reports, and Ekufuado commissions 4 district hospitals in Ashanti.
All right, let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Says that Graphic EC discuss election 2024 readiness tomorrow. Also, Shraj delivers mixed verdict on a national cathedral. Police arrest 26 for toy gun related.
Sorry.
I wasn't even in the known until someone said, do you see the toy gun thing going on? So apparently I chanced on a video that 2 people were playing with the toy gun. And I was like, oh, it's one of those things. Now, someone tells me that it becomes a trend. Now it has become like it's on demand in Kumasi, and the price has skyrocketed for no apparent reason. And on Sunday, I was going to study, and then I was walking along the street to go and get into the car, and 2 guys were on a motor. So when they got to me, they started shooting pow pow with a toy gun. I was like, so this is what you people find relevant.
Charlie.
Oh, let's find other trends. Charlie. Trends of reducing the dollar to the city rate.
Yeah, ask Dr. Bami how to create an app.
An app so that we can do pow pow and flex up. Alright, so police arrest 26 for toy gun related crimes. Also, special supplement on Black Friday ahead of election 2024. Keep up news validator status. NMC charges Graphic. And also, Tepahene sets ambitious investment target. Mark Silver Jubilee Saturday.
Finally, let me do the Economy Times, and you do the Daily Guide. Finally, the Economy Times says Ghana to receive $360 million from IMF. I think that should be the last tranche. Ghana to exit debt default by mid-2025. This is coming from Fitch. Ghana to face electricity load. We are facing. Ghana to face electricity load shedding as 3 independent power producers risks shutting down. All right, that's all for the Economy Times.
Now, finally, on the front page of today's edition of the Daily Guide, Baumia is hope for Ghanaians. Freddie Blay. VIP outdoors 1,072 Pong housing project. National security denies kidnapping Emirates manager. Also, Natoshi rallies support for Baumia. And top story, Shraj clears Reverend Kusi Boateng. The Church of Jesus Christ holds Light the World campaign. And here are stories trending on the front page of today's edition of the Daily Guide. And that'll be all for our
Yeah.
newspaper headline session. Of course, we are always your one-stop morning show to bring you the latest in political matters, social matters, and global matters.
Right. So that's where we draw curtains on today's edition of the headline segment of the show. Coming up shortly is the review segment. There's a story, an African story, on page 5 of the daily graphic newspaper. That's going to set the tone for our morning's conversation. Kenyan police used tear gas to disperse anti-femicide protesters, and then we shall be looking at the case of the National Cathedral. It's interesting how the Daily Guide has captured the story. Shraj clears Reverend Kusi Boateng, but Shraj is also telling us that the National Cathedral should be investigated, and a possible prosecution of the Board of Trustees. That, I think, is a better angle to look at it. And also we shall be looking at Ghana's power situation and the fact that some independent power producers have crumbled or will be crumbling, and so that could mean that there's going to be a Christmas, a Dumso Christmas for Ghanaians. We hope not. And then finally we shall be looking at a story on the front page of the Inside newspaper where Alan Chedmanting, the flag bearer of the Movement for Change, has promised reformation, constitutional reformation, and then cutting down presidential powers if given the nod to steer the affairs of this country in January 2025. These are the topics that we'll be discussing, and this is where we bring today's conversation on the newspaper headline segment to a close. My name is Koko Alomasor, and I've been doing this with
Mohemai Chajikum. I'm not looking forward to a Dunso Christmas. I hope that the situation is fixed and we enjoy our
buy
Christmas.
a power station.
11 days to election. All we gotta say is that you are very vigilant after voting. Please go to your house. Don't instigate violence, because you are not an agent of hell.
The political parties are also saying that if after voting, if once you are not distracting the process, the voting process, you can be there until voting is over and then monitor for them to count.
No, just go home. Yeah, advise that you go home. Okay. So yeah, this is where we wrap it up. Bless will come your way with the detailed conversations on the newspaper review segment. Always be you, do you, and stay true. See ya.